All right, good evening. Good to see you all. Thanks for coming in. So let's practice for a bit. We're going to use blocks and get a little more sort of anatomical tonight. I'd like to get into the shoulders, keep it pretty physical, somatic practice. Shoulders, neck, upper back is kind of the plan. Metaphysically, more just tonight, really around feeling, letting that be the guide versus thinking. That's usually my go-to anyway. And I like that about the yoga practice, in that you don't have to sort of think your way through it or figure it out. It really is a practice of feeling, and the healing happens through the feeling, so to speak. And when we welcome and feel, we untangle some of the, not just the physical layer, but we can also go into the emotions and the thoughts and the feelings, which all they'll arise as a feeling anyway. So bringing it back to feeling is a good thing. Have you said hi to your neighbour before we begin? Let's do that. What's your name? Esther. Esther. All right, Chris. Good to see you. All right. So start with, let's do this. I was going to sit, but I think we'll get straight into a bit of stuff. So grab a block and we'll sit a bit later. So one block. Everyone got two blocks? If you haven't got two blocks, there's still blocks up the front here, so grab another one. I think we're going to be using two at the end. So we're going to lie sideways. So let's bring the right arm. So we'll face the door over there, and I'll just demo at the start. So you just bring the right, and the good thing is we've got these big cork blocks, so this should feel extra juicy. It's even more juicy with a taller block. So you're going to bring the right arm over and then just rest your head into your right hand. We'll do a little bit of sort of tissue massage into the right underarm. And then just notice if there's any little juicy spots. Sometimes you can roll forward and roll back a little bit and find a little spot and just take a moment. Lots of nerves going on in there, as well as muscles we're diving into. And you might bring the left hand and place it to the back of the head, like you're holding onto the back of the head. And just take a breath in and lift your heart up a little bit. And as you exhale, bring your left elbow down to the right elbow towards it and sort of roll forward a little bit. And on the inhale, lift up and roll back a little bit. Just go forward and back a few times. With your exhale, come down. And as you inhale, lift up. And find your own breath. And be leisurely. But be deliberate about feeling the fabric of the right shoulder. And as you're moving here, notice if there's a spot where it's a little more juicy, not in a sort of sharp way, but perhaps more of a therapeutic way. And for me, it's leaning back a little bit, and just find that spot and just breathe there for a few breaths. Find that spot, 3, 4 more breaths. And in particular, can you notice your exhales? And exaggerate the exhale, the feeling of release around that area in the shoulder, neck. And really take this time to give fully to the practice of feeling, listening. Press pause from the doing, shift into the being. And then when you're ready for it, let that elbow come down and slide into side 2. Bring the other elbow, shoulder. I forgot to say welcome everyone at home. I assume there's people at home there hanging out. Hopefully you've got a block. If you haven't got a block, you could do this with a towel, roll up towel maybe, a couple of books perhaps. So the right hand comes to the back of the head, find the position. I find my right side's a little more juicy than my left. So it's normal to have a little difference if you have that. And then when you're ready for it, let the breath move the body. On the exhale, roll down. On the inhale, lift up. And there's really nothing to do, nothing to figure out. We're just receiving the sensations as they arise. And then linger in the spot that's the juicy bit. And you can kind of cheat it a little bit and lift up with the elbow if it gets too much, but you can also soften a little down. You just find the right temperature here. If you need to back out a little bit, do that. If you want to sink a little deeper. Last couple of breaths, you might use your exhale. And when that side's had enough, slowly release and make your way up onto the hands and the knees, onto the all fours position. I'll just demo this one again. So hands, knees, hands shoulder width, fingers spread wide. Wrist creases parallel with the front edge of the mat is typically the alignment. Knees hip width apart. Make your arms strong and straight. As you exhale, sink down with the arm line. So let the shoulder blades shrug together. But keep the belly gently toned. As you inhale, do the opposite. Push the floor away. Create space in between the shoulder blades. And then sink down as you exhale. And go up and down a few times. On the inhale, lift. And as you exhale, sink. And then just get into the feeling of it. Close your eyes if you'd like. And see how smooth you could make this movement. Keep going, keep breathing, smooth. Submerge into feeling. And let this organically move into the cat-cow movement. So in whatever way you'd like, eventually you'll take the rounding of the spine and then the arching of the spine. So the cow and the cat. And just notice you might do an exhale as you do the cat, or you might do an inhale. Just, it really doesn't matter. You can change things up. What's more important is that you let the feeling be the most important part, the guide here. All right, to soften the brain, to let go of the right, wrong, good, bad. Just to take refuge in the feeling of the body. That's going to be the safest and most therapeutic way to practice tonight. So if there are any injuries or anything going on, really going to listen inwardly, let the guide of the inner body be the guide. And just one more breath in, no rush. Whenever you're ready for it, you're going to curl the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. And then take as long as you need here, so you can bend one knee, bend the other knee. You know, yawn with the head, yes or no, any movements in the neck. Explore the landscape of this pose right here for a moment. And then just check your hands out for a moment and spread your fingers wide and dive your fingertips into the floor if you would, like fingertips. So engage through the wrists, forearms, suck energy from the center of the palm up into the forearm. So you're gathering energy up. This is going to help out with the shoulders. You're hugging the thumbs gently towards each other, but at the same time, broaden the upper arm bones away from each other. As you keep that, press your hands down and forward and send your hips up and back to the back of the room. And then reach the right leg towards the sky. Lift onto the left tippy toes, please. Come right up high, look forward. Lightly step the right foot to the right thumb. And then drop the back knee down. You can have the back toes curled under or not. Reach the arms up. And then reach the arms forward to the front. Make your arms like palms to the front of the room. Now retract the shoulders, just like we did on the all fours. Draw the shoulder blades back on the back and then push forward on the exhale. Inhale, draw back. It's the opposite, but that'll do. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, push forward. Now keep pushing forward and then open the right arm to the right and come into a twist. So you're protracting the left shoulder, right shoulder's drawing back. And soften your neck muscles. And now notice what you're feeling in your spine and send the breath right into that spot. Literally like you're filling a balloon in that part of the spine that you're feeling it. You're expanding it with each inhale, softening on the exhale. So work into the fabric of the spine and the back with the breath. And reach the arms back to the sky. Hold on to the left wrist with the right hand. Lift up through the sides of the waist. Take a lateral bend to the right. Soften the skin, but make the inner body, the feeling of the inner body brighter. So it's awake, alert, but the skin is soft. Good. Slowly lift back up. Bring the hands down. Step back, plank pose. Shoulders over your hands. High push up. Just like we did on the all fours, this time in plank pose, protract again. So push the floor away and dome through the back a little bit. Good. Take a breath in and lower down to your belly as you breathe out. Cobra pose. Lift your heart and lift your hands off the floor, for like a locust variation. Good. Draw the lower tip of the shoulder blades together on your back. Retract the shoulders. You're engaging the muscles right in between the lower tip of the shoulder blade, but keep the back of the neck soft and long. So there's spaciousness in the back of the neck. Good. And with a softness in the back of the neck, curl the heart forward to the front of the room and a little up. So you take a little bit more of a back bend. Good. Press your hands, plank pose. Curl your toes under, straighten through your arms. Good. Downward facing dog, slide your way back. Lift the left leg towards the sky. Take a breath. Come onto the right tippy toes. Curl the left knee in towards your chest. Step your left foot to the front. Drop the back knee down. Anjaneyasana. Reach the arms to the sky. Reach the arms forward to the front of the room. And just feel your way through this one. Push away, protract the shoulders, and then retract, shoulder blades together. And protract, retract. Protract, take the twist, and the exhale, twist. I like to gently hug the front foot towards your back knee and back knee to front foot and feel from the pit of the belly or from the pelvis a sense of lift up through your spine, right up to the crown of the head. Good. And then from the heart, just lightly extend back through your back arm and forward with your front arm. Nice and soft. Good. And slowly reach back up. Hold on to the right wrist with your left hand. Lift up through the sides of the waist. Lean up and over towards the side. And keep it nice and friendly in there. So you're just meeting the feeling. That's 2 more breaths. Slowly lift back up, bring the arms wide down, and step back to plank pose. Protract the shoulders in plank. Feel free to drop the knees, push the floor away. As you exhale, lower down to the floor, take cobra pose and lift the hands up. So I should say locust pose. Good, retract the shoulders. Good. Take another breath out. Plank pose, please. Suck the breath in. Downward facing dog, push your way back. Take a smooth breath in. And a smooth breath out. On no breath, step the feet to the front of the mat. Take your time and feel free to rest at any point and take halfway lift. The spine is long. You can bring the hands to the shins. Good. And fold forward, exhale. Let's do that again. Halfway lift. So spine is long and the crown of the head is extending forward and the thigh bones are extending back. So let's feel that for a moment. Crown of the head rather than the chin. Thigh bones back. Good. Bring the hands to your hips, please, for a moment. And again, draw the lower tip of the shoulder blades together on your back. Good. Keep the back of the neck long too. Now feel your heart and let the heart lead the way as you lift up to standing. Good. Let the heart lead the way up. Beautiful. And then arms by your side. Exhale. Sun A, 1 round. Reach up. Breathe in. Fold forward to the floor. Halfway lift. Inhale. Step back to plank and lower to the floor or halfway. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Smooth breath. 3 or 4 breaths here. What's it like? Just to let go of the thinking, to take refuge in feeling, just to marinate in this present moment. What a relief just to be here. 1 more breath out. Beautiful. And then step or lightly jump to the front. Take your own journey. Halfway lift in your own time. And fold when you're ready. Ground down through your feet. Reach to the sky. And hands in prayer at the heart center. 1 more round. Reach up. Fold. Halfway lift. Step back, lower. Up dog cobra. Downward facing, exhale. Deep breath. The breath is deep, but it's also, there's a softness, a gentleness to the breath. It's one thing I think that it took me so long to remember to practice kindness in the practice. Doesn't mean to say we have to back off. You can go strong, but always keeping that energy of kindness, softness. Otherwise, the body just ends up feeling all rigid and tight. So let the neck muscles soften. Jaw soft, eyes soft. At the same time, telescope the thigh bones up and back. Allow the heels to work towards the floor. Quadriceps gently engaged. And then reach the right leg up towards the sky. Take a breath. We'll do a little side plank flow. And step the right foot to the front on the exhale. And take an easy twist. Right arm to the sky. Breath in. Good. And then we're going to bend the back knee and drop it down to the floor and cactus the top arm And just take a moment here. So we were protracting, now we're retracting the right shoulder. The tendency is for the left shoulder to kind of creep forward. So yeah, keep that upper left shoulder externally rotated too. So you're keeping that sense of engagement through the rhomboids. Nice. Now, lift the back knee up and extend your top arm to the front of the room and protract the top shoulder. Start to straighten through the front leg. So right leg towards straight. Good. Take one more breath. So right arm to the front of the room, slowly forward. Good. As you exhale, again, drop the back knee down, cactus the top arm. Retract the shoulders. Again, straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach the arm forward. Drop the back knee down, exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach it forward. Left hand down, side plank. Feel free to drop the left knee down as well, or little toe edge of left foot down. The left knee on the floor makes it easier. Good. Couple of breaths here. Nice. Notice the ribs on the front body tucking in and the fullness through the back of your heart. Good. Now reach your top arm to the front of the room and lift the hips to the sky and just stretch into the side body and the whole muscles along the side and bring breath there. Good. And then plank pose to chaturanga if you'd like, or skip it, come to down dog. Up dog if you're going there. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg to the sky. Step your left foot to your left arm. Easy twist, left arm to the sky. Check in with your feet here. If your feet are kind of like on a tightrope, where the back foot is in line with the front foot, it's going to make it more difficult, a little harder to balance. So you can bring the feet wider laterally. And then drop the back knee down, cactus the top arm. Nice, really good alignment there of the right shoulder blade sliding onto the back. Sense of spaciousness across the upper chest. Good. And then as you're ready, slowly reach the top arm forward, straighten the front leg, extend long. Good. And then back knee down, exhale. Use your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Nice variations. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, extend forward. Come into side plank, little toe edge of the back foot. Feel free to drop the back knee down. Nice. Bottom hand, notice if your knuckle of your forefinger is lifting. Press the knuckle down. Nice. Good. Now reach your top arm to the front of the room and just send breath into the whole side body. So breath there, right into the skin. 3. Nice. Hips gently lifting to the sky. 2. Good. And then hands down. Chaturanga. Slowly down. Up dog or cobra. Good. Downward facing dog. Exhale. We're going to do one breath per movement. Right leg to the sky. Breath in. Step the right foot forward. Breath out. Easy twist. Right arm high. Drop the back knee down. Cactus the top arm. Reach the top arm forward. Straighten the front leg. Side plank. Outer edge of the back foot. Reach your top arm forward. Inhale. Feel free to drop the bottom knee down. Chaturanga on the exhale. Cobra, up dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Skin is soft. Step your left foot forward. Slow twist. Drop the back knee down, cactus the top arm. Stand the top arm. Side plank, outer edge or knee down. Reach your top arm forward. And high to low push up or skip it. Cobra up dog. Good, downward facing dog, exhale. Let's do one more round. Smooth flow, right leg high. Step the right foot forward. Easy twist. Drop the back knee down. Stand the top arm. Side plank, step it back. Make it your own. One breath in. And chaturanga, exhale. Nice. Inhale. Legs lift, downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg to the sky. Good. Step your left foot forward. Easy twist, right arm high. You got it. Drop the back knee down. That's it. Reach your top arm forward, straighten the front leg. Side plank. You can drop the right knee down if you need to. Inhale, good. Just having a bit of fun with it. And then lower down, chaturanga. This is the last one. Up dog, inhale. Good, that was juicy. Down dog on the exhale, making your way back. Good, and then just slowly drop the knees down and bring the elbows down to the floor. Just warming up the shoulders here. And with your elbows down on the floor, like we've been doing, retract the shoulders, so draw the shoulder blades together. That's the sinking down. And now do the opposite, push the floor away. This is what we do for Pincha Mayurasana. We do that a bit more. So pushing the floor away, curl the toes under, lift the knees up, and come into dolphin pose. Push the floor away with your inner elbows and let the neck muscles soften. Let your head hang. And if it feels okay, keeping the inner elbows pressing, reach the right leg up towards the sky. If you needed rest, just drop the knees down to the floor. Good. Press your inner elbows. Minimal pressure on the neck. If you need a rest, just drop your knees down. No big deal. Good. And breathing here. Good. And then swap to the other leg. If you're coming up into a Pincha Mayurasana, if you'd like that, feel free. Otherwise, stay with the other leg to the sky. Good. Another 3 or 4 breaths. If you're resting, just come down. Let the forehead rest on the floor. 2. Nice. And then slowly lower down and rest. Child's pose. Let the forehead come down to the floor. Curl the chin in towards the chest. Slowly come up. Kneeling position. Good. And bring the right hand to the sky. Switch this up a little bit. And then bring the right hand towards the left knee. Left hand behind you. Good. Turn the gaze towards the back of the room. Feel your right shoulder blade. Snuggle the right shoulder blade onto the back a little bit more. And then draw the left ear towards your left shoulder, please. Just a couple of breaths there. Right shoulder blade on the back, left ear to left shoulder. Now, if you're familiar with Kapalabhati and you'd like a little bit of Kapalabhati here, 30 seconds. But keep it nice and gentle. So there's minimal movement through the neck. So we're just going to do a breath retention at the end. So it's good for calming things down, bringing in the vagal complex. So and take a breath in, staying in the shape, and breathe all the way out. Hold the breath out for as long as feels comfortable and keep softening in the shape. when the breath wants to come back in, let it come back in. All right, and then slowly let the head lift up. You can let the chest lift up. It can be a little juicy in the neck, that one. And then reach the left arm to the sky, cross the left hand across. Twist towards the back of the room. So feel that left shoulder blade for a moment. Yeah, anchor it onto the back. And then draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. For me, this is pretty, like I don't have to go too far to get a juicy stretch, but it just depends on how tight you are in your upper traps and your levator scap and all those muscles around the neck. And then if you'd like, again, feel free to skip it, but a little kapalabhati helps out with the suspension of the breath. Take a breath in, breathe out. Hold the breath for as long as feels comfortable, no longer, and keep the feeling of release going in that neck, shoulders, upper back. All right, and then let the chest lift slowly, come back to center. Bring the hands behind you, take a little back bend. And child's pose, breathe it out. We'll keep flowing a little here. Come up onto all fours, breathe in. Curl the toes, downward facing dog, slide your way back. Take a big breath in. Smooth breath out. Right leg to the sky, take a breath in. And step the right foot to the right thumb. Bend the back knee a little bit. Feel your feet. Press your feet down, float the arms to the sky. Bend the left elbow. Slide the right hand up the back. And option here just to bring the fingertips to touch. So you don't actually have to take a bind. So fingertips touching or towards each other. And then just wrap the waistline a little here. So gather energy in at the belly. And from the feet, gently lift the chest up and let the head lean into your top elbow or top arm. And let the heart float towards the ceiling. So minimal pressure in the low back. Can you feel this with the core engaged? How the low back is supported to lengthen. And then you let the heart lift up. Good. Nice. All right, and then slowly come forward, lift your back leg to the sky. Good. And keep the bind as it is and slowly step back. So you have the left arm to the sky and the elbow in the half bind, and right leg comes towards straight. As you inhale, lift your heart and then take the pyramid pose. So square the back heel down and hinge forward into the forward fold. Good, breathing there. Beautiful. Now keep the what is it? The left hand on your low back. Sorry, the right hand on the low back. And bring your left hand down towards the floor, please. Good. And then elongate the spine. So extend the hips to the back of the room, crown of the head to the front of the room. Now turn your chest to the right side of the room. And as you press down with your bottom hand, stretch your top arm to the sky. See if you can get some space through the shoulders. As you press down into your bottom hand, stretch your top fingertips to the sky and bring space across the shoulder girdle. Good. And then both hands down, fold over your front leg. And then just get out of there. Bend the front knee, Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. And as much as you're getting into the feeling right now, my old teacher Eric used to just say, get into it a little bit more than you already are. Just keep getting into it and getting into it. It's amazing what happens when you do that. Just get into the feeling a little bit more and a little more and a little more. Pretty soon there's no more you. It's just feeling, just this, just presence. Left leg to the sky. And then when you're ready for it, slowly step the left foot to the left thumb. Feel your way. Bend the back knee a little bit. Feel into the earth. Use that. Slowly reach up. Press down, reach. And some of you had the right arm up last time. Sorry, the left arm up last time. So you're going to do the opposite, but ideally it'll be the right arm up and then the left arm up the back for the bind or the no bind. If you did the opposite, just stick with the opposite. And then hug the front foot to the back foot a little bit. Gently wrap the waistline in. And from the core of the belly, lift your chest up. Feel a lift, like there's a string attached to your heart and it's just lifting towards the ceiling, pulling you up towards the sky, up out of the low back. Good. Now rest your head back into your top arm. Lean back with your head. Good. Forehead soft. Heart open. And keep the bind as it is. Warrior 3. Slowly come forward. Lift your back leg to the sky. Nice. Yes, back toes spread is good for this one. Gives you more stability. Keep getting into it. Get into the feeling. Outer right hip down to the floor, ideally. Lift through the inner right thigh. Beautiful. Now light as a feather. Slowly step the right foot back. Straighten through the front leg. Lift your heart on the inhale. And as you exhale, fold your way forward and down into the pyramid with the bind. Couple of breaths. Keep the left hand on the low back, right hand down to the floor. Start to feel the spine growing long. Just experiment with that for a moment. Elongating the spine. See how it works. Just keep going for that and then twist. Chest towards the left side of the room. Left arm floats to the sky. And then you can deliberately press down with your bottom hand, reach up with the top arm, and send breath into that shoulder girdle, heart. All right, and then release. Fold over your front leg and folding forward. Good. And then slowly walk the hands around to the right side of the room. So you're in the wide-legged forward fold. And then heel toe the feet so they're a little closer together. So you're in kind of a short, wide-legged forward fold. And hold on to the left shin with the right hand, please. Left shin with the right hand. And then reach across and hold on to the right shin with your left hand. Yeah, nice. And if you're not feeling much in your shoulders, bring the feet a little bit wider once you've held on. And then as you exhale, just fold forward. If you can't hold onto the shins, just bring the feet in a little closer is nice. And just grab a hold of something. It helps out with the shoulder opening. And let the neck muscles soften. All right, and then just swap the other arm in front for a moment, just so we're balanced out. I haven't actually, I saw this one just the other day. Has anyone done this pose before? It's a good one, isn't it? I haven't actually sort of, it's like triceps, get into the outer shoulders. All right, and then let's interlock the fingers behind the low back. Well, we just do that one just to balance that one out. All right, and then when you're ready for it, let's come back to down dog. So slide your way back into home base. We've got one more standing sequence and then we'll come to the floor. So let's just reach the right leg up and step the right foot forward. Come into warrior two. So windmill the arms. Steady yourself into the opening. Gaze over the front middle finger. Nice. Check the front knees tracking right over the second toe. Good. And then come into side angle pose. Bring the right elbow down to the right thigh. Extend your top arm forward. Feel how your outer right hip can draw down towards the floor. It's anchoring. The upper left inner thigh moves back towards the right side of the room. Good. And just like we did at the start, hold on to the back of the head here for a moment and wrap the waistline in. And as you inhale, lift the heart open. On the exhale, round, elbow towards the knee. On the inhale, open. And exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open. Good. Now reach your top arm forward to the front of the room. So you can get some length through the side body. Feel free to lighten up through the bottom elbow. Couple more breaths. Good. Warrior two, slowly come up. Windmill the hands down. Side plank. Outer edge of the back foot. Last side plank. Top arm towards the front of the room. Stand through the side body. And then back to downward facing dog. Slide your way back. Left leg to the sky. Step your left foot forward, warrior two. Roll the arms. And then left elbow to left thigh. And right arm to the sky. And then hold on to the back of the head. And you might just before we go into this movement, just anchor the outer left hip down to the floor. Feel that supporting you. Anchor the right thigh, so keep it strong and attentive. And as you inhale, lift the heart open. And on the exhale, draw the right elbow down. So just accessing this upper back region. Exhale. Inhale, open. Good. Now extend it, reach the top arm. So you can really go for it here, go long through the side body. Good. Warrior two, slowly come up. Hands down, side plank. Outer edge of the right foot. Feel free to drop the right knee down. And last shape here, reach the top arm forward. All right, and downward facing dog. Slide your way back. And then step the right foot to the outside, the right hand, and drop the back knee down. Come into easy twist now. Reach the right arm to the sky, and then reach back with the right hand. Option to bend the back knee, hold on to the back foot, and squeeze the back foot into the buttock, or just keep the foot on the ground. Just keep sinking the hips forward and down. Option for the quad stretch here. And just, if you'd like here, we're coming towards the sort of tail end here. So just keep getting into the feeling part. And feel free to customize these shapes in particular now. We're into the feeling now. So feel free to change it up, shift things a little bit. We'll do some slightly longer holds. So maybe you'd like to sink forward a little bit, maybe back out a little bit. Notice what you're doing with your head and your neck. You ready for it? Slowly come back through center. Why don't we do a little half Hanuman just to feel a little bit of opening through the back of the hamstring. And then just on your own, come into side two. Any way you'd like. So you've got your left foot forward to the front and a lunge, and either holding onto the back foot or you can just reach back. And so your left arm is reaching back, right hand on the floor. Say right hand on the floor. Other hand down. There it is, good. And 2 or 3 more breaths here. An option for a little half Hanuman, just where we're straightening through the front leg. If you're doing something else, feel free. So it's just a hamstring stretch through the front leg. Ideally, the spine is lengthening here, so you're not rounding so much, but sometimes it feels nice to round as well. But all right, and then just take it back to the child's pose. Slide your way and round your spine. And then just with your arms down by your side, tuck the chin in towards your chest and see if you can round your way up. So you're feeling a little stretch through the back body as you slowly come up to kneeling. And just pause for one moment, sitting upright, close down your eyes. And just set this moment free. So no need to control anything, actually, just to be here. Right, so I'm going to do like a couple of yin shapes before we finish up. It's a longer hold, so we've got about, I think we'll have time for this. Hopefully we do. So grab your blocks and it's kind of like mellow out anyway. So we're moving into Shavasana. So one block like that and one block like that, please. T-shape. These are really big blocks. So if that's too much, pop them on their side. They are quite tall blocks. So, and what we're going to do is, you've probably done this before, but lay down onto the blocks. We have one in between the shoulder blades and one underneath your head. And we'll just start with the arms overhead, holding on onto opposite forearms. If you feel this is too much, again, lower the blocks onto the smaller height. And bring in, as you hold on to the opposite forearms, bring in a count of the breath where you're lengthening the exhale. It's just that simple. So it might be in for 4 and out for 6. So nourish the feeling of letting go with a lengthening of the exhale. If you're feeling any clinkiness in the low back, it could be that the blocks are a little bit too low. So you can also move the lower block up towards your neck a little bit. And then if you're holding on to your forearms, switch grips with your hands just for the second half. And again, in 4, out 6, or and then bring the arms wide if you would, and reach the hands behind the low back, underneath the low back, and hold on to opposite elbow, wrists or forearms if you would. Just wherever you can grab a hold of there underneath your low back. It's a slightly different one. Can feel a little clunky in the shoulders. And then just for a minute here, we're going to keep the right arm where it is, but reach the left arm over your head and bend the left elbow. And like you would with cow face bind, you're going to reach the left elbow and hold on to the block if you would, or you can lift the head up and rest the head onto your forearm. And so just any bind there or holding onto the block. And then with the bottom hand, you're going to slide that up towards the neck. So you're going to slide that up the block horizontally. Or, so you internally rotate the right arm and slide the right fingertips up that block, or hold on to the block is another way to do it. So it's like cow face bind, but you're sort of working with the blocks. And 2 more breaths. If this is quite open in this shape, keep a little contraction through the core here, a little activation through the belly. Right, and then slowly release that side, and we'll come into side 2. And lastly, just bring the arms wide to the sides of the room. Good. Arms out wide, or cactus the arms. Then slowly bring the arms down by your side and roll yourself off the blocks and lay yourself down onto your back for Shavasana. You're welcome to take a little squeeze of the knees into the chest or any last little movements that will help out. Sometimes it's nice just to slide into Shavasana after that one. So if there's any little movements to help stabilize the low back a little bit, if it was feeling a little clunky, you might squeeze the knees in or even place the blocks underneath your thighs, underneath your hamstrings can help out. Take about 4 minutes to rest in Shavasana. Just let your jaw soften now. This is we're sliding into Shavasana. Just bring attention to this region of the shoulders, upper back, chest. And if you would take a smooth, long breath into the chest, upper back, shoulders. Just breathe in, smooth, long breath in, right to the top of the inhale, and hold the breath just for 2, 3, 4 counts in the shoulders and upper back, holding the breath. And then just like a balloon deflating, just exhale and release tension, softening, deflating, letting go. And set the breath free. Belly gently rising and falling with the inhale and the exhale. Pelvis, legs, soft. Set the thinking mind free. So we are coming up on the time. And if you have time, you're welcome to stay longer. This has been a little bit of a short Shavasana, so feel free to just to linger a little longer. If you are ready to move, then feel free to wiggle the toes, fingers. Take your time to roll over onto your side. There's no rush though. And if you're coming up, we'll meet in a comfortable seat together. We finish up with 3 Oms together. So feel free to keep resting if you're on your back. Otherwise, we'll bring the hands in prayer position and we'll finish up with 3 Oms. Just before we take 3 Oms, you might notice everyone in the room here, and you can send, it's like laser beam out kindness to everyone in the room. Send love, kindness. And then see if you can send that out to the world around, like spread it out there. All right, 3 Oms, take a breath. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Have a lovely night. Hey, and there's a workshop. I'll be leading a workshop here on the 1st of October on breath. So if you're interested in the breath, you want to learn more about what the pranayama techniques do and how to use the breath to help out with calming the nervous system down or building more attention, then come along.